Okay, you have a fitness idea and you want to learn how to launch it? Watch this video. Okay, everybody, Stephen Key here at inventRightTV, and I have a special guest all the way from, where are you from, Glenn?
In the UK.
In the UK. Okay. You've been in a certain business for a long time. So before we get in to talk about your product, tell us a little bit about what you do and a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so basically I've been in the fitness industry for coming up to 40 years now. Um, I started training at school. I was always ever good at school, if I'm being honest. And then from there, in a nutshell, basically I opened a gym in the late 80s, took on the World Gym franchise from the US, had that for 2 to 3 years. That led me to the Arnold Classic, the original Arnold Classic show. Got to meet the man himself, and then it progressed. I was in the gym trade for I'd say around 20, 22 years, and then from there went into gym equipment design. Had an interest in it, had a design brain. I'm not trained as an engineer or anything, but just I've kind of got the scope of how things move, how things work, what muscles it builds and what muscles it doesn't from certain angles. Did importing from China, visited China probably over 20 years ago now. So I've been to and fro there quite a few times. Been to the
Okay.
factories, spoken to the people who produce and manufacture, and then basically designed circuits for gyms. So someone would say, "I want to open a gym," so I'd design the gym, the layout, build the equipment for them. And across the years, I've changed lots of designs. That some that were out there, some that weren't out there. My own designs, and which has brought me to now really. So I'm full time into gym design, gym sales, production, and manufacture.
Okay. So you've got experience, a lot of years experience on how to work out and how to get best work out. Okay. So what's your name of your product that you have now? And why is it different than other types of things that I can purchase? Uh, and first, please verify this question. What you have, is this for home use or is this in a gym that I would go to?
Okay, so talking about your last point first, it's basically bridges the gap between commercial and home training, which is commonly known, especially in the US, as a garage gym. A garage gym.
Okay.
Because you've got big garages over there and you can get, equipment in there. People like to train at home. I think it all stems from COVID, but it was happening much before that, and the trend has just continued and it's getting stronger and stronger. So to
Okay.
answer your question, it's a commercial machine, but I'm concentrating on the home market. You know,
Okay.
there's millions of homes and only thousands of gyms, so I went to the biggest market first.
Okay.
Um, and the machine itself, it's different in a lot of ways. It's one of those things where you can do so much on a video. You can jump around, you could train on it, but it takes a little bit of education. It does so much in a very small footprint, which is what home gym users want, garage gym users want. They want, bang for their buck in a small space because sometimes they are restricted for space because sometimes they do have to put the car in the garage. So I've kind of catered for that, and with my experience and sort of a design brain as such, I've come up with the quantum free trainer. I've had various sort of styles of the quantum free trainer, or it used to be the limitless free trainer. Um, but I've come to what I think is the ultimate machine now, and that machine can be built on kind of as an ecosystem where there's nothing it cannot do without me building an attachment to attach to it, basically. So, and everybody from traditionally they use bars and racks. It's like that's the way people think and train, and it's only because something mindset. And I think this is it, if I'm being honest. And I've had great feedback, great success with it. and I've just got
Okay.
to keep pushing it forward now and breaking the other markets globally.
So, okay, this is not as, let's put it this way. This is, you guys, this is not like a kitchen gadget. This is kind of, this takes a lot of engineering, a lot of time, a lot of experience. So, Glenn, help me understand when you build something like this, what does it take? I mean, do you build a prototype yourself? I mean, how do you start to take your idea and really make it come to life?
I got it to where it needed to be, but the manufacturing side created a lot of running around for me, a lot of logistics that weren't really necessary. So it kind of takes your eye off, the fundamentals of having a product, which is sales and marketing, which I've
Okay.
also recently taught myself to do a lot of. So, really, the end sort of result was to get it to where I think it is in its best form as a standard setup with other attachments as after sales to come out to create other exercises and more functionality. But as it stands right now, it's a plate loaded machine and it moves like single plate loaded machines that are the same price that do one job. This does 200 jobs, so it
So let
really
me
is
this.
functional.
Wait, let's just step back for just a minute. So you build the prototype yourself and you test it yourself. So you
Yeah.
know this is what I want, and then you probably have CAD drawings done.
Yep. Yeah, you have to have the CAD drawings, all the SolidWorks drawings for CNC machines,
First.
welding, the parts
Okay.
being bent to shape and so on. Yeah.
So that's kind of a big deal. How long is that process alone? How long does that take before you get something that's really what you want?
It's a lot faster than getting a granted patent, let's put it like that. Because the difficult part about all this is you want to expose this thing that you've created. And of course, if you want to get a patent on it, you can't expose it. So
Okay.
there's kind of a lull while you're waiting for the patents to happen. And I'm sure
Sure.
you know all about that. And a lot of people who are entrepreneurs also know about that, especially product designers and such. So once you've got over that hurdle and you can actually put it to market, it takes a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of R&D, a lot of
Okay.
mistakes, a lot of correcting those mistakes to get it
o-
to the actual end product. So yeah, I
Okay.
would say good 3, 4 years in R&D, design,
Wow.
prototypes.
Okay.
But
Do you,
selling the ones I've made along the way to fund things
okay.
and so on.
Okay. Good. So you build this thing and you work on it, you tweak it, you get it just right, you get the drawings right, and you're ready to go. Okay, I want to make 20 of them, 30 of them, 40 of them, 50. I don't know what type of scale do you do. What is that process? I mean, you don't make them in your garage or a warehouse. You send it over to some manufacturer someplace else to do that.
Yeah, having realised that it was going to be too difficult to actually do it in the UK, purely from cost and the time-consuming element of it, I
Okay.
went back to China basically and communicated with a factory that I'd used previously that were very reliable and the products were of a very good standard. Not one of the cheapest factories, but at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. So
Okay.
I designed the end one, got it made. It's no good ordering them in fives and tens because you would hope that you're going to sell quite a few if you get your marketing right. So I got the first container over, got the videos done, shot all the videos myself, got some professional photos done for the website.
When they
So there's
ship it
certain
over to you,
elements.
Glenn, when they ship it
Sorry.
over to you, is it already assembled or do you assemble it when you get it?
No, I concentrated on getting everything into one box. So and I also made it almost Meccano-esque, which is where it is very few nuts and bolts, very few
Oh,
assembly. Because if you look at the sort of functional racks and the type of other types of equipment that come out, they take a lot of assembly. You're talking sometimes
right.
days. This
Okay.
this if you're skilled on it or you've done it a few times, which I've done it many many times, I could build it in about an hour, half an
Okay.
hour
So it's
now.
pretty good.
But it's
Okay.
like, yeah, so I made it simple. So if it turns up on someone's doorstep, they simply take it out of the box, and it's so easy to put together. And I think it's a good plus point for it, really.
Okay. So you've done all that work. So how do you market something like this? You've got a lot of experience at it, but marketing is a whole different ballgame. How do you let people know about your product and why they need it?
So there's only so much you can do yourself. You do have to. Well, I started off marketing it, which I would consider from lack of experience in marketing and social media and that side of things. And
Okay.
I took on the marketing companies. I had someone build the website and do the socials. But
Okay.
I realized very, very quick that you can lose a lot of money that way and
All
not
right.
really get the results that you're after. So what I did was decided to teach myself how to do it, so you don't have to rely on anyone. So I taught myself to build the website, taught myself
Okay.
to do social media. I do most of the videos myself because I know the machine best.
Okay.
Um, so I put out the social media side of things, but YouTube, I realize for this action machine is the way forward. And the simple reason is you get longer to explain it, and it does take a
Okay.
little bit of education because of its functionality.
Got it. Okay. Wow. So if I was just starting out and I want to build something like this myself, maybe not something like you're doing, but I want to be in the industry and I want to start and I'm a train. Let's say I'm a trainer and I want to have my own thing. If I'm going to budget money to do what you're doing, can you give me a ballpark number of what that would possibly be? Because I think
Scared
people
to
are
add it
always,
up. I'm scared to add it up if I'm being honest.
I think, I think people jump into this not realizing it's a full time job, right? If you're going to be successful, it's probably going to take a little bit longer than you think it's going to take, and you really don't have the budget. You probably are underfunding yourself. Is that correct? You think?
Money is the biggest issue with any invention. It is. We all know it's more difficult than we think. But I think what you have to do is believe in the product, and have to look at the market, knowing that there's a gap for your product, and then looking
Okay.
at it and going, "Percent behind it, we'll find the money." So I did. I got personal loans to fund it. I've sold other products to get the funding for it to get it to where it is today.
Okay. So be prepared and just be ready to do that. If you were going to start over again, doing what you just did, would you do anything differently?
Yeah. Uh, well, yeah, try and raise some funds before I start, I guess. But and knowing that's a difficult thing to do, one is definitely start. It's all out there on YouTube, the internet. Teach yourself how to build a website, because every time you want to change that website or tweak that website, you have to contact someone. You have to pay someone £50 an hour or $75 in US.
Okay.
And they're never on tap because they're working, they're doing their own thing. So you need to be on top of that. You need to go, and if the payment system goes down, you need to know how to put that payment right, or you're not getting paid. So teach yourself that from the off. It's just a case of sitting in front of a computer, choosing the right website space, and building,
Okay.
getting professional pictures done, putting your own literature on because you know your product the best. And also, social is massive. The next thing from social media, I know the basics. I'm not an expert in any of these fields, but I know the basics. And the next thing for me now is to convert to YouTube, have a forum for all the customers. So you're kind of on tap for questions or hacks or tips they've got for what the machine can do.
Okay.
And you can also relay that if there's something they don't know how to do, you can also go back to them and explain it in a sort of video or such. So
Hmm. Let's talk about one last thing before I let you go. How important are patents?
um, if you have an exit strategy, which I do, um, I'm not sure what the time limit is on the exit strategy. It depends how much I get into the big company's hair, basically. But um, I you need a patent, and the patent is, it's a minefield. Like I know it's a minefield. You got to know what to patent, what not to patent. So because my machine is so unique, I've actually got a patent application, so a design application, because anyone that tries to build anything like it is always going to look like it. There's no way
Okay.
around it. It's so individual as such. So, and I have granted patents now in the US, Europe, and the UK, which were my main markets.
Okay. How did you find someone to help you patent it?
Minefield as well, because you know, you get the patent lawyers, and I've spent money that I didn't need to spend, and really that's because of, and it was actually with the US patent where Facebook did put a picture up prior to the patent being granted. It does it. Facebook does it for you automatically, apparently, which I found out from the social media technical guy,
Okay.
and they picked up on this. That ended up costing me like £6,000 just to put that right, because they were the actual person who was doing the patent wasn't that educated on the social media side of things to understand that that's what
Okay.
had happened and Facebook had done it, even though we proved the point, but it still cost me. So
Okay.
bit of a minefield, but you know you do need them. You need them if you want to hold on to your product. It's going to get copied anyway. I mean,
Okay.
it gets copied in China, but it gets copied very, very poorly. You know,
Okay.
I'm almost go to the stage of saying it's dangerous if you use that certain thing. So I constantly keep evolving the machine so they can't keep up anyway, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Nice.
And also, like I said, anyone that sort of builds anything like it, it's just got to look like it. And with social media and working with people I do in the industry, you could quickly embarrass those people who tried to copy you. Basically, that would be the
Nice.
best way, I would say.
So how can people find you and your product? What's your website?
So the website is www.quantum-trainers.com. And then it's just at Quantum Trainers for all the social sites,
Okay.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. It's all the same.
Okay. Glenn, thank you very much for coming on InventRight TV and sharing your story with everyone.
Thanks for having me, Stephen. Really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, you've got a great product idea and you're not quite sure what to do. Or maybe you've got inventory in your garage because you were selling your product on Amazon and you don't want to continue doing it, but you want someone to help you license your idea to a company to bring it to market for you. We have a new program that's called Gateway, where we do all the work for you. We'll find the right companies and the right people to make sure your product is pitched correctly to get the licensing deal. This new program is called Gateway. If you're interested, please check it out.